Alright, so I'm going to show you exactly how our 3-step funnel has brought our clients well over 5 figures in the past few months from just selling trading mentorships. Nothing else, just mentorships alone. So if you're a trading content creator or someone who wants to start selling mentorships, this video is going to give you a lot of free information and nothing else. But without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Now, first of all, I want to make it very clear that obviously, without a doubt, the most important thing is you have to be posting trading content. And you'd be surprised how many people don't actually do this. But this content does want to be structured in a way in order to get the best possible conversions at the end, because the whole point of this is obviously to get money. Now, starting at the top, we use a 3-step funnel pretty much. We use top of funnel, middle funnel, and bottom of funnel, cold, warm, hot. And the top of funnel content is just going to be your short form content, right? It's going to be your TikTok, IG Reels, and the main point of these is just to get traction. It's going to be cold leads, and really, you don't want to be selling anything at this point. All you're trying to do is just get your brand out there and just get your name out. Moving on to step 2, it's going to be nurturing. So this is why we say Instagram is better than TikTok by a long shot, right? Because on Instagram you've got different mechanisms that you can leverage, such as CTAs, highlight reels, story sequences, posts. You've got all these different things that on TikTok you just don't really have. And this is why Instagram is 10 times better than TikTok, without a doubt. So realistically, going back to short form content real quick, you should really focus mainly on Instagram Reels, but TikTok is more like an option as well if you really want to do that. But yeah, so that's the nurturing and top of funnel done. If you go down to the bottom, this is where we've got a conversion. So pretty much the way it works is we've got top funnel content, which is going to be your cold leads, middle funnel content will be your warm leads, and most of the time people will buy straight from Instagram CTAs. But if they don't, they get pushed down to the bottom of funnel, which is going to be your sort of long form content on YouTube. Now the reason why YouTube is so good nowadays is because if someone watches 2 hours of high quality content, and by that I don't mean, you know, lifestyle content or just brain rot content, I'm talking about actual specific niche content. So for example, that would be trade recaps, strategy videos, stuff like that. If they consume 2 hours of that content, there is such a high probability that they will buy that it's honestly just unmatched compared to Instagram and TikTok. But if for whatever reason they don't buy, they simply get pushed back to the top of funnel. And then the cycle continues, and this is why this system is so powerful, because this is our entire ecosystem, right? Top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom of funnel, cold, warm, hot, and these two are your main points where they will likely buy from. But if we go into an actual example down here, this is Blake's entire funnel that we've got down here. Obviously it's not just 3 funnels. You haven't just got top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom of funnel for your platforms. You've also got funnels inside each platform. So if we go to Instagram, for example, here we've got Blake's Instagram. Once again, we've got top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom of funnel, got your cold, warm, hot. And if we look at the bottom top of funnel, sorry, we've got your lifestyle content, right? This is going to be POV. Me and bro went to college for 4 years and got business degrees, right? 100k views, and the primary purpose of this video is just to get eyeballs, just to get views, nothing else. You're not selling anything at this point, right? And then you've got your middle funnel, which is going to be sort of warming those leads up, which is going to be your trade recaps. And the reason why trade recaps are so good is because A, they're quick to make. If you're trading every day, and you can easily bang out a trade recap in 5 minutes, right? And this just shows you proof of results, which obviously builds trust. And once again, you've also got your educational content, which is going to be, if you lost your trade today, listen up, which goes further in depth into your specific niche, into your specific strategy as well, which once again builds trust. Now, if we quickly go over for your short form content, how this should look like. The reason why I say quantity over quality, no, the reason why I don't say quantity over quality is because yes, you want to be posting more than you would do on long form content, but that doesn't mean the quality should be any less, what's the word, important, less valid, right? Obviously you don't want to be spending 4 hours editing a video like you would do, say, for a long form video, but you do still want to make sure these videos are ones that people actually want to watch. Now, again, you're going to post, say, 3 to 5 times a day, which really, again, shouldn't be too hard. If you've got a trade recap, that's one of them done already. I mean, you really don't need to do 5. 3 is perfectly fine. But yeah, to actually understand how to go viral, because there's no point in just posting random content, right? We want to actually be able to post content that gets results. And to get results, you have to understand the system, you have to understand the algorithm, right? And the metrics to go viral on Instagram is going to be hook rate times average view duration. Now the hook rate is obviously how many times people click on your video, and the average view duration is going to be how long they sit and watch the video. So if you're making a 10-minute video on Instagram Reels, you're gonna have very low views, right? No one's watching a 10-minute video on Instagram Reels. Nobody's doing that. But yeah, that's just the top of funnel again. This is going to be short form content, traction, and then number 2 is going to be nurturing. Which, again, if we look at Blake's, this is just going to be his Instagram profile page, right? We haven't got this on TikTok, and this is why we say Instagram Reels is better than TikTok, because you've got all these different things here which you can leverage. Now, stand off down here, we've got end results, right? We've got Blake's Aston Martin, very nice car, and simple emotional pain points getting hit, right? All these different things that people want, Blake's hitting all of those, right? Which leads to FOMO, and people wanna opt in, right? People want to be able to say, well, I did it as well, and it wasn't just Blake. So if you're able to relate to your ICP, to your ideal customer profile, you're flying. You're so far ahead, and this is why content like this does so well. If we go further up, we've just got a simple CTA in his bio, simple and direct. Master my trading strategy, which got a link to his YouTube VSL, which is just a video that answers. So YouTube VSL is just simply a video that answers any questions where someone might not opt in, right? For example, say, oh, is it too expensive? Well, that video would kind of clarify, oh, it's only a low barrier to entry, for example. And obviously leads to a VSL and also mentorships. We've got 2 links down there. Now, this is the most important thing and why Instagram Reels is so good. Instagram is so good because of testimonials, right? Look at his highlight reel here. We've got testimonials, which build trust, and it's also just proof, right? If you've got actual results, you've got proof that you know what you're talking about. And these are kind of just like a no-brainer. So when someone sees these kind of posts, they're obviously going to think, well, it's a no-brainer, I should be joining, right? And that's kind of what you want to get across. Now, for example, we've got 1.5 months in the code, already getting payouts, changing lives. Once again, a CTA, join the 1%. By CTA, I just mean a call to action, right? This is just a link to his mentorship landing page. Once again, highest student success rate in the industry, 17k a month for Jason. All really, really good nurturing mechanisms, right? Like I said, most of the time people will just buy straight from here and get sent to the mentorship landing page. But if they don't, come through here and go to YouTube where we convert them properly, right? Again, similar to Instagram, very similar in fact, but there's also some key differences, right? Again, we've got your top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, cold, warm, hot, but it's structured in a little bit of a different way. So down here we've got top of funnel, which is simply just to get views. It's your lifestyle content, right? We've got POV trading bought you a 250k car at 21. Lifestyle content simply gets views and awareness, and it's the most viewed video. If you look down here, obviously, because it's just there to get views. And we've got trade recaps. Once again, like I said, with YouTube, if you can get someone to watch 2 hours of high quality content, they're going to buy. Like, there's such a high chance they're going to buy. It's actually unmatched. Trust me, YouTube is a game changer at the moment. So for example, if you were to post a trade recap every day for 2 weeks, say it takes you 15 minutes each time, you've pretty much bashed out your 2 hours. And then at that point, if someone watches each of those videos and you drop a mentorship, they're going to buy. They will be buying that. Again, they're very specific to you and shows that why they can actually trust you, because you've got proof of results, right? And then this is something that Blake has that not many people do, which is actually a really good idea. He's got a My Story, which does so many different things. Again, it hits those pain points, the FOMO as well. Why? Because it's relatable. You're relating to your ICP, saying, oh, well, I was once in that position, and then I learned this strategy, and then now look where I am now with my Aston Martin and living a lifestyle that you want to live. And it just pretty much just shows that he was once in their shoes, right? Again, hitting them pain points. And then once again, he's got a simple CTA at the top, and that leads directly to his mentorship. Doesn't lead to a VSL because his VSL was down here. And if we go over here, some quick points. Again, in contrast to Instagram, we want to focus on quality this time. This week we're going to spend a bit more time actually editing a video, maybe not for a trade recap, that can just be a simple video. But if you're doing, say, lifestyle content or vlogs or something like that, you want something a bit more edited, right? And that's why we say post 1 to 2 times a week. Realistically, it should be once a week. You don't need to post twice a week, excluding trade recaps again, because trade recaps you can do that every day, really. But yeah, again, to actually understand the algorithm, the metrics to go viral are click-through rate and view duration, pretty similar to Instagram. And after that, they convert through here, and say they don't buy at all, right? They simply just get brought back to the top of your funnel, right? They continue to see your Instagram reels, your TikToks, whatever short form content you're posting, and then carry on getting nurtured through this mechanism. But say they come from either one of these two, then they press onto your link, go through your link, and this is where they end up, right? On your landing page, your mentorship landing page. Now Blake doesn't actually have a VSL, but 9 times out of 10 there will be a VSL here. He doesn't necessarily need one, and I'm assuming he's tested this and figured out, well, doesn't actually need one. Again, VSL answers all the questions that people might have as to why they shouldn't buy. It still has all the key points. Got your sense of urgency, this page will get taken down at any moment. Got all pain points being hit, specific promises, like 7 new traders get the first payout. And again, most importantly, student results. You have to have student results. If you don't have actual proof, how are you going to expect anyone to buy, right? Now you can get those a few different ways, which we'll get into in a different video, but yeah, student results, really good nurture mechanism. Again, we've got Rally Bother here. If you know. Yeah, no. Rally Bother's killing it as well. Again, and then you've got your little CTA here again, which brings you over to your actual application form. This is a type form where we simply qualify and disqualify different individuals. Again, we do this through a whole load of different backend systems, because there's no point in trying to sell someone a 5k mentorship if they got 500 quid to spend, right? Like, no one's doing that. They can't do that. But just because they can't afford a high ticket offer doesn't mean they can't afford a low ticket offer, right? If they got $500, they could probably afford a $50 a month kind of service, right? So we do try and milk every single lead that we possibly can to get the most value out of it. And then say they do qualify, they get put on a call with a closer, or sometimes they create themselves. If we can get the creator on board to actually take calls, say like 1 call a day, 2 calls a day, there's literally no reason why they wouldn't buy, right? Because they're actually talking to the creator themselves. Anyway, so they get qualified, disqualified. If they're qualified, put on call with the closer. The closer has a pretty high closing rate, closes the call, sale is done, and we make money. And that, very simplified, is a 3-step trading content ecosystem that we use. Now, this has been very simplified, but I think it gets across the main points. So if you do want to work with me, shoot me a DM down below on Instagram, and if you don't, no worries, and I hope you got some value out of this video.